Listen to this show one time and you're Hannitized. Sean Hannity is back on the radio. Breaking news now. Here's Sean Hannity.
All right, as we continue, we got some breaking news. 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. We have an announcement. Garland Tucker is announcing his candidacy today for the United States Senate from the great state of North Carolina. He's going up against incumbent Tom Tillis, who has, well, not exactly been the most conservative for the people of North Carolina. A statement by Garland Tucker about his decision to run. I hope this campaign will be a debate between Senator Tillis and me about issues like spending, immigration. I am a conservative. I believe we need less government, less spending, and a secure border. Now, when President Trump proposed to cut foreign aid by 30%, Senator Tillis opposed the president's spending cut. I agree with Trump, and I wouldn't have to think twice about cutting foreign aid. When President Trump made the emergency declaration to build the wall, I agreed with the president. Senator Tillis disagreed and published an op-ed in the Washington Post opposing the president. And 2 weeks later, when Republicans across North Carolina sided with Trump, Tillis flip-flopped. I've never before seen a candidate for public office, but I've never been one myself, but I've watched Washington politicians offering lip service to cutting spending and then voting for more and more spending. That's the way the Washington swamp works, and that has to change. That's why I am a candidate for the U.S. Senate. Garland Tucker joins us now. This sounds like this is going to be a big primary fight going on in North Carolina. How are you?
Sean, how are you? Thanks for bringing me on your show today, and I'm very pleased to make this announcement right now on your show, so thank you.
Well, you're a successful businessman, and you also authored 2 books. You founded 2 specific companies. You were the CEO of Triangle Capital Corporation from 2001 to 16. You retired, and then you were serving as the director of Triangle Capital until it was sold for $1 billion. So obviously you have some knowledge of how economies work. How do you judge the economy under Trump, and what would you do differently than Tillis?
Well, the economy under Trump is really phenomenal. I think what he's done to get this country back on the right track in the last 2 years is, as a longtime conservative, I would say it's right out of the Reagan-Thatcher playbook. It's just really exciting to see what he's done to the economy. So when I'm elected senator of North Carolina, I'm going to support him 100% on what he's doing with the economy for sure. I think the 2 issues that are going to be key in this race and really all across the country are immigration and government spending, and I'm really looking forward to having a debate with Senator Tillis because we've got some substantial differences on those 2 issues.
Have you spoken with any of the guys in North Carolina? For example, obviously I'm good friends with and a fan of, I think, one of the best congressmen we have. He's the head of the Freedom Caucus. Mark Meadows has been a rock star, and he, to me, is the one example of how people should serve their constituents. He makes promises, and he goes in every day, rolls up his sleeves with Jim Jordan and the other Freedom Caucus guys, and they fight hard to keep their promises.
I could not agree with you more, Sean. In fact, I would say if Mark Meadows had been willing to run in this race, I certainly wouldn't have jumped in. He's exactly the kind of man we need in the Senate and the kind of senator I would hope to be.
Yeah. So tell us, what is it particularly about Tillis that you think warrants this primary?
Well, the starting point for me, I guess from a personal standpoint, is I've been very disappointed with Tillis, and it's primarily on these 2 issues, immigration and government spending. Basically, in a nutshell, he ran on a conservative platform back in 2014. In immigration, for instance, he was opposed to amnesty. He was for sealing or securing the border. No sooner than he'd gotten to Congress, and he co-sponsored a bill that not only provided amnesty, but provided a clear path to citizenship for illegal immigrants, which I think is totally the wrong thing to do. When the emergency powers issue came along, he wrote the famous Washington Post op-ed, and then when he got a lot of pressure from conservatives back home, he flip-flopped on that issue. But I think on immigration, he's been very, very weak. what we need there is a merit-based immigration system once we've secured the border. And I was really pleased to read about what Trump is rolling out. I think he's calling it the Kushner Plan, and I think that, in conjunction with securing the border, is exactly what we're going to need in immigration.
Well, we're gonna follow it very closely. And have any of the politicians in the state now, have they taken any position about you versus Tillis in terms of who they're supporting? I know it's early.
Well, not that I'm aware of. We were looking forward to, and we are formally making the announcement right now on your show. We had to.
Yeah, I'm sure Senator Tillis is going to love me for this interview.
Well,
no, but listen, but to me, my attitude is very, very simple. Whoever's going to be the guy that goes in, rolls up their sleeves, and fights for their promises and their agenda, and the president's agenda, which I have advocated 30 years on the air, I'm for. I'm tired of Republicans that go to Washington, they make all these lofty promises, and then when push comes to shove, they don't fight for anything.
Well, I've got a favorite quote I ran across about a year ago that I'm going to be using in this campaign, and it was by Stanton Evans, who was a famous conservative. He said he'd noticed over the years that a lot of people run for office on very conservative platforms. They talk about draining the swamp, but when they get to Washington, they figure out that the swamp really wasn't a swamp, it was a hot tub, and they sit down in the hot tub and start enjoying it. Well, I think that's what's happened with Senator Tillis. He ran on a very good conservative platform in 2014, but in terms of his votes on spending and his votes on immigration, he's just not delivered.
All right. Well, listen, we're glad you're in the race. We're going to follow it closely. Garland Tucker out of the great state of North Carolina. Thank you, sir, for being with us. We appreciate your time, and we will follow it as it unfolds. Thank you.
Sean, thank you.
People can get in touch with you. How do they do that?
Thanks for asking. If you'll go to garlandtucker.com, we'll stay in touch with you. We'll keep you posted on the campaign, and we're going to need plenty of help.
All right, sir. Thanks for your time. Garland Tucker in North